Surya Jayani. It is 3:50 p.m. and it is April 30th. So, one thing first off, find the quantum computers. You find key people performing witness tampering for terrorists. Big time. They like to fire images at the neural implant that I see in the mind's eye. They use it for threats and intimidation. Telepathy is not their only form of threat and intimidation. They have implantable devices. They have devices in my heart, my trachea, my lungs, my genitals, etc. So I have different ways of threatening to murder me. They don't just always say it via telepathy. They may start shocking my heart. They may start shocking my trachea. They may start shocking my genitals. They may start shocking different regions of my brain and threaten me with a cerebral aneurysm. So they have different ways of threatening to murder me. It's more than psychological torture and abuse and repeated accounts of assault by threat and attempts of murder, because I'd say if you're shocking someone's heart and it can induce an arrhythmia and you could die, that's attempt to murder. And they're repeatedly taking that risk. So one. Two, find the quantum computers. You find key terrorists performing witness tampering for terrorists in different ways outside of telepathy. Also, I know this. Also, there's terrorists who are pretending to be law enforcement investigators. I'm a victim of all these idiots. Not an investigator. I'm just a victim of shit and had a device in my brain was hearing shit for years. So I've been writing to law enforcement over 6 years and 5 months about these guys. There's a bunch of terrorists and criminals pretending my data is theirs. Some of them are calling themselves the Houston Illuminati, but they're really terrorists and criminals, a lot of them. They're not the Illuminati. They're criminals stealing my data and involved with this hostage scenario and involved with theft of intellectual property, data, and more, and hiring some of these terrorists to hold me hostage and steal my data. So don't fall for those guys' bullshit either. Those are key criminals and thugs. But basically, if you haven't put it together, they're investigation companies being run by thugs, criminals, and terrorists who finance their company through illegal gambling and organized crime, as well as theft of intellectual property, data, and IP. So it's a criminal investigation company, and they're not really investigators. They're all criminals and terrorists involved with sexual slavery, organized crime, RICO, terrorism, theft, and they are more than guilty of salad tossing and dick blowing. Big time. Like they toss the salad of Hitler and Satan and blow his dick too, and her dick. So that they're also guilty of that, meaning they blow the dick of Satan and blow the dick of, and eat the ass of Hitler at the expense of humanity. So they are threats to mankind because they will do anything for money, they will do anything for fame, and they will do anything to fit in. Failures at life, failures at humanity, and a threat to mankind because they are the type of Nazis who wouldn't help the Jewish people escape. They'd be the type of Nazis to throw the Jewish boys in the oven for Hitler approval so they could toss a salad. So that's a big piece of this. So we got a lot of Hitler salad tossers and dick blowers. Big time. And it's disgusting and it scares me. Because they know these guys are threats to mankind. They know these people are threats to humanity. They know these people have no respect for human life. Yet they don't report them. Like fucking idiots. It's disgusting. Anything to fit in. Even endanger my child. Yeah, fucking morons. So that's a piece of what we're dealing with here. Even at the expense of human life. Yeah, so we're dealing with the type of guys who would like be seeing women getting raped in an alleyway and like join in instead of reporting it. The type of women as well. So we're dealing with some real life psychopaths, especially if it was Hitler. They'd be like, oh, Hitler, blah, blah, blah. They like hang out. So, I mean, and they wouldn't be like appalled and scared. So we're dealing with some real life no respect for human life psychopaths. As they've been watching me slowly be murdered for 6 years and 6 months and haven't reported any of these terrorists to law enforcement or criminals, a vast majority of them. So we're dealing with a lot of Hitler and Satan dick blowers. Some of them are from California, New York, Dallas, Connecticut, Woodlands, Houston, Austin, Dubai, maybe China. So be wary. But yeah, so a piece of this is an investigation company who aren't investigators. They're criminals and terrorists, and I'm financing their investigation company with organized crime, extortion, blackmail, IP theft, data theft, economic espionage. Look into their financials. You'll see they don't make sense, and these guys are criminals. Don't trust them. Praise Jesus.